Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you like to hear someone talk about cats, rats, dogs, or reptiles, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons down below because that's kind of what I'm here for. So today I've got Oreo being my little co-host today, and I'm just uploading these really quick little bonus videos. I filmed them all in one night. I was done in the craft room hanging out with the rats and still felt a little creative, so I decided to just knock out some quick videos and post them midweek and just see what happens with it. When the midweek videos are done with, they're done with. But you know, I'm a fan of throwing in some bonus videos when I'm feeling creative and making videos. So it is what it is. However, my regular upload time is Sunday at noon. Today's video is actually going to be one that's a little hard sometimes to talk about, but 5 pets I regret ever keeping. Number one, I feel like anyone who has kept these and did not decide to make it a long-term forever life kind of thing will completely understand this. Chickens. I used to keep chickens. I loved the idea of having chickens in my backyard and getting my own fresh eggs every morning and whatnot. I completely underestimated the smell of chickens. I completely underestimated the amount of stimulation I would have to give my chickens living outside of a major city, still within the same county as a major city. Um, I was legally allowed to own the amount of chickens I had. I had 6 at the time. But they are so stinky. Oh my gosh. The amount of flies that come with chickens is unreal, 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 unreal. It was too much. Don't you get after my ear. If you guys have watched any of these other videos, you will have seen in one of them especially, Oreo loves to get into my ears. She loves my gauges and stuff. So I'm going to cover my ear real quick. The second pet that I actually regret, I'm a little nervous to tell you guys because it's kind of ironic, I guess. But it's actually rats. I kind of regret the rats. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Now, my girls are 3 at this point. They are amazing and I love them so much. It's not even funny. They are given an amazing life. I will not be getting any more rats after this. I love them so, so much, but they are kind of smelly. They do require quite a bit of work. It's a lot more than just spot cleaning the reptiles and things like that. Um, and they don't have long lifespans, and that's going to be one of the most difficult things for me. I know I talk about their age a lot, and it's mostly me mentally preparing myself for what's the inevitable, because unfortunately they do have very short lifespans. Also, keep in mind that these rats are technically my daughters. I do care for them. I do feed them. I do water them, and I do clean out their enclosure and stuff regularly. She pretty much just comes in and gives them the social time. I don't hold her responsible for taking care of another living creature at her age. She's still got a few more years before I feel like a kid should be that responsible. So yes, she will feed them on occasion. She will change their water on occasion. She'll help me clean out their cage on occasion. However, I agreed to get her these animals, so I'm going to step it up and I'm just going to do it when it needs to get done, kind of thing. Um, and as you can see, they are just the most adorable things ever. And they're so sweet and so snuggly. And if it wasn't so much work, I would probably, oops, sorry, I would probably, don't eat my hair, fool. I would probably keep them forever because this right here, I love. I love coming into my craft room, which is where I am right now, pulling out one of the rats, letting them hang out with me because they'll just sit like this while I craft. And I love that companionship that I get from them. I love all the little snuggles and stuff, but I I kind of regret them and I won't be getting them again. And it's a little sad to admit publicly on the internet like this. I'm sorry, especially when so many of my followers come from my rat videos. Just know, Oreo and Suki are here for you, okay? They're posted. They'll always be here. 3 is going to be tokay geckos. So I got a tokay gecko because they're beautiful. They're beautiful observation animals. Fully aware they're observation animals. I actually I have a couple of reptiles that for me they're observation only reptiles. So I had no problem with my tokay gecko when I got her being an only observation reptile. I did end up rehoming her. Tokay geckos are feisty, feisty things. Some people can tame them down. I could not get her tamed down. I couldn't get her tamed down enough to do wellness checks for her. So I absolutely regret that. Anytime you have to rehome an animal for the benefit of the animal, I feel like you should know you're doing the right thing, but you're always going to feel a little bad about it and regret getting the animal in the first place. And that's kind of where I'm at. Morticia, my Tokay gecko, is just a really feisty creature who has such a great home now. Fish were axolotls, pretty much any aquatics I've ever kept. I used to raise tadpoles all the time, and that was super easy. I never had a hard time with that. This is when I was a kid. I'd find them in the ditch and bring them home and raise them before it was trendy on TikTok to do. And before the internet was a thing. Like it is now anyway. Fish and axolotls. I loved having fish. And I love the fish I have still. And I love having axolotls. Loved having axolotls. However, I just don't get the water things. I don't get it. There's something that hasn't clicked for me, and I'm not going to do it again. I regret it because I don't fully understand it the way I should. And sometimes I'm one of those people who has to dive in and do it hands-on in order to fully understand it. And I've done that a couple of times with aquatics after all my research I've done, and there's something missing because I'm not having any luck. So basically any aquatic pet will be no more. I have a betta fish and some mystery snails and stuff, but after that, like, it's not happening again. Not for me. And then the fifth animal that I regret ever having. This is not 110% my fault, but it is some my fault, of course. Emperor newts. When I was 10, I begged my parents to get me emperor newts for my 10th birthday, and they did. I named one Fig Newton and one Olivia Newton-John. And it was actually in the early 90s, and they were a highly imported species at the time. I didn't know any of this at the time. But yeah, so they had become kind of like a trendy pet. Almost how like Gordon, my classic Indonesian blue-tongued skink, like they become high in demand for a short amount of time. So you've got all these wild-caught animals and such. I was 10 and I was expected to fully take care of these animals. I had books that I read all the time about newt keeping and stuff. However, there wasn't anything in these books about them being, the information wasn't what it is now. Let me put it that way. You guys know I'm always preaching to check for more recent care guides and stuff, and it's because of this exact reason. So, or one of these this reason plays a role in that. There wasn't a whole lot of information about them out there. They hadn't been in the pet keeping world for too long. They had just become popular and like were just starting to get imported regularly and stuff. And like I said, there wasn't enough information, and I was 10. They would climb out and get out of their enclosure I kept them in all the time. I didn't have a lid on the enclosure. They were in like a 90% water enclosure, which don't do that. Probably didn't even feed them the proper diet. I was 10. I didn't know any better. They did not live very long, and I regret that so much. I've never owned newts or salamanders since then, regardless of them being some of my favorite types of animals, like of all times, have always been amphibians, newts, salamanders, and frogs. And I won't even touch newts and salamanders. I might in the future. They're kind of on my list of things that I would like to try again. But, that was over 20 years ago, and I still am not 100% willing to do it. So who knows what the future holds. But as of right now, it's not happening. Anyways, those are the 5 animals I have kept before that I kind of regret keeping. So that's it for the video. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. You guys leave in the comments down below. Remember, Sunday at noon is my normal upload time. And let me know if you have any other video suggestions. And say bye, Oreo. We're out.